Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, I have a second chance to deliver my knowledge about syllable and stress from our lecture. Okay, we can move to unit 31. There is a syllable and stress. Listen to the example for one syllable words. There is a example is a vowel alone. There is a O and I. Vowel consonant on ice. Consonant vowel to B and U. And there is a consonant is a big, talk and cute. Okay, for introduction, each syllable in a word has degree of emphasis. Call it stress. There are three stress level. Firstly is the primary level, and second is a secondary level, and the last is there is a unstressed level. Each word of two or more syllable has one syllable that is longer and louder than the others. It has primary stress. An example that follow this syllable are represented in extra bold letters in your textbooks, like book like this. Okay, some words has syllable have secondary stress, which is likely weaker than the primary one, but louder and longer than an unstressed one. These syllables are represented in bold letter in your textbook. Okay, for unit 32, there is two syllable word. Introduction primary stress. A word with two vowel sound has two syllables. One syllable has primary stress. Say it little louder and longer than the other. Pronounce the vowel with importance. The vowel of unstressed syllable is usually pronounced a, no matter how it's spelled. Make the vowel sound short. Pronounce the consonant sound clearly and distinctly. Okay, for example, two syllable words. For example, primary stress on first syllable. Example like climate. We can make it stress in the first word cli, and we can say it unstressed is in last word mate. Climate. Maybe you can see the simple word. There is climate. Okay, for the another example, primary stress on first syllable is pleasure, soldier. Okay, for example, primary stress on second syllable, there is advise, excite, confuse. Okay, maybe that's the example for unit 32. Okay, for another example, for primary stress on second syllable, there is like I say, is confuse, and another example there is suppose, or surprise. Okay, for example, there is stress on first syllable is army. For example, stress on second syllable there is repeat. Okay, maybe we can move for introduction. Secondary stress. Some two syllable word have primary stress on the first syllable and secondary stress on the second syllable. Say the first syllable strongly. and emphasis the second syllable little less, but say it with a clear vowel. The last word we say it clear vowel. For example, there is a accent, 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 and female, and income, and there is transfer. Okay. Uh, okay, maybe we can move for another material. There is a unit 33, words with 3 or more syllables. Unit 33, there is a word with 3 or more syllables. Word with 3 or more syllables have one syllable with primary stress. The other syllable are either all unstressed or has secondary stress, and the rest are unstressed. The explanation I got is the first word there is have primary stress, and the another word there is a secondary or unstressed in another word. Okay, primary stress is one or in one in on the first syllable, and all other syllables are unstressed. This okay, for example, is animal, animal. The first word is the primary, and the another word is a second is a unstressed. Is the primary, ni is a unstressed, mal is a unstressed. Animal, animal. Okay, there is another example. There is a finish, finish. Okay, for introduction, stress pattern 2 is the primary stress is on the second syllable, and all other syllables are unstressed. For example, is apartment. A is second is unstressed. Park is the primary, and the last man is unstressed too. Apartment. Okay, maybe we can move for unit 34. There is a one syllable prefix. Prefix is the meaning that the first word we can make it stress in the first word. Okay, prefix are one or two syllable addition that occur at the beginning of some word. They carry certain meanings that modify the words. Listen the example. Prefix ko, cooperate. Okay, example, prefix ko, cooperate, cooperate, and example prefix com is a commit. We can make it stress in the second word is meet, commit. And for prefix this is discuss. Okay, we can move for another material. There is a unit 35. There is a two syllable prefix. Okay, maybe okay. I mentioned that in the preceding unit there are prefix that have a two syllable. For example, there is the prefix anti before, anti against. When these prefix form are three syllable, where there are usually primary stress on the first syllable followed by unstressed syllable and secondary stress on the third syllable. For example, antidate, 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 antidate. Okay, there's okay for unit 36. There is a suffix. That meaning is the suffix is a meaning that the place in the last word. For example, is anch, anch is a noun suffix anch. For example, it's importance, importance. And maybe there is so many noun suffix. There is like an, it, e, and, is, man, shin, some, and shun, and etc. Okay, maybe we can move to the last material is the unit 37. There is a sentence stress. Okay, I reading the instruction. Stress word for group of words are stressed in a sentence or phrase. Say them a little louder and then the unstressed word follow. For example, in this unit, sentence stress have a 16 kind actually. The first is the most content word is a nouns, verb, adjective, and adverb. Listen to the following example. For example, is Charles Jones talk English. Charles Jones talk English. For this example sentence, is have a noun, verb, and adjective. Charles Jones is a noun. Talk is a verb. And English is an adjective. Okay? Or is the English is adverb. Sorry, is the English is adverb. Okay, for the second stress word is a interrogative word that is have who, whose, when, where, why, what, and how, and when. When they begin question is like example is where's Mary's school. Where's is like is a interrogative word is where's Mary's word school. Where's Mary's school is interrogative stress. Okay, for 33rd is a demonstrative pronouns. Demonstrative pronouns have a word this, that, this, and thus. For example, what this, that's Jessica's ball. Okay, the fourth kind is the possessive pronouns have like mine, yours, his, hers, ours, and theirs. Ours and theirs. For example, it's that's ticket's mine. That ticket's mine. That ticket's mine. Okay, for unstressed word, there's have a the first is the article is an, and the. For example, a dog, an apple, the chair. Okay, for two is a preposition such as from, with, in, on, through, for, by, over, under, and etc. For example, is for a dog, with an apple, on the chair. Okay, the third is the subject pronouns like such as I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. For example, I know the reason. You found the book on the shelf. Okay, fourth is the possessive pronouns like my, yours, his, her, our, their. For example, my car, your friend. My car, your friend. Her dress, her brother. Okay, number 5 is the object pronouns such as me, you, her, him, us, them. It's a different from the verb. Okay, for example, I saw him. I saw him. They told me. We asked her. We asked her. Okay, for six, there is demonstrative adjectives such as this, that, this, and those. For example, this book is interesting. This book is interesting. She bought that house. She bought that house. Okay, number seven, there is a forms of the verbs such as be, are is, was, were, are, isn't it, wasn't it, weren't. For example, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. He is a tall man. He is a tall man. He is a tall man. They are all sick. We were in the garden. We were in the garden. We were in the garden. Okay, number five. There is the expression there. There's the expression there is and there are. For example, there is a car in the driveway. There is a car in driveway. Driveway. There is a car in driveway. Okay, number nine is the to before a verb. To before a verb. Number nine. The to before a verb. For example, he needs to work. He needs to work. The to before verb. He needs to work. Work is a verb. Okay, for number 10, there is auxiliary verb such as is, are, was, were, do, does, did, have, has, had, isn't it, wasn't it, didn't, and then etc. For example, I'm working in the house. I working in the house. She is talking on the phone. She talking on the phone. Okay, number 11, there is a modal auxiliary such as can, must, have to, should, could, would, and etc. For example, John can come. John can come. John can come. You has to work. You has to work. Okay, for number 12, there is the who, whose, when, where, why, what, and how. It's a question word, isn't it? Okay, for example, do you know where she lives? Do you know where she lives? Do you know where she lives? Okay, for number 13, there is other short function words such as but, or, so, not, if, is, because, whether, since, until, took, I'll took. For example, Mary and Bob have plenty of food such as sandwich, cakes, and cookies. For another example, there is a Joe, not John. Joe, not John, has been here since noon. Okay. Maybe that's all from my presentation today about the second chance from our lecture. Maybe that's all. Thank you very much for your nice attention. Don't forget to subscribe and like for this video. Thank you very much for your second chance our lecture. Maybe that's all. Thank you very much. Last I say, wabillahi taufiq wal hidayat. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.